Hi everyone, so for our report, we will talk about the two topics that sounds complicated, but they're actually simple to understand. So first, we have human ecology. It's the study of how we humans in our environment connect. It's an interdisciplinary field, which means dili lang siya isa ka subject. But it uses psychology and biology para magets nato kung anong nga ni atong behavior and kung giunsa nato pag-interact sa atong palibot. Next, we have ecological succession. This is a process kung paunsa ang usa ka lugar or community changes over time. Mura siyang evolution sa nature. For example, if there's a forest fire, di ba mawala ang tanom, but after a while, mubalik siya grow ang mga new plants and trees. That is succession. It can be fast or it can take millions of years. We have human ecology. And simpler terms is the mutual relationship between humans and their environment. Basically, it's how we affect our surroundings and how our surroundings affect us. So, di ba biologists used to study how different species interact, like how animals and plants coexist. So, the social scientists were inspired by this, so they started studying how human communities interact with each other in their environment. This field looks at how our social system adapts to nature, to the natural resources, and also to the life of other people around us. It views our life, guys, as a whole picture. Our biology, our money, our culture, and even our technology are all connected. They are all things that shape our community and social structures function. And finally, it acknowledges that what a group of people does depends on many things. The resources they have, the skills they possess, and even their beliefs. These things together build a social network. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'll discussing the population ecology. Population ecology is a study of process which affect the distribution and abundance of populations of animals and plants. So, population ecology, ito yung mga salik na nakaka-impluwensya sa distribution, kasaganaan at dynamics ng populasyon, ang paglago, pagbaba at katatagan ng isang particular na species sa loob ng isang geograpikong lugar na nakatuon sa mga pakikipag-ugnayan sa kapaligiran at iba pang populasyon. For example, the population dynamics of wild lupin in an area to understand how intermittent wildfires maintain open habitats, which are crucial for the survival of the endangered Garner blue butterfly, which depends on lupin for food. So the population is a group of individuals of one species that occupies a given geographical region and interbreeds in species that reproduce sexually. So, population ito ay buong grupo ng mga individual, item, or obserbasyon na may iisang katangian at interesadong pagsusuri. For example, statistician wants to know the average height of all adults in Japan. So the population would be all adults in Japan, which is too large to measure individually, so a smaller sample would be selected. So next is the closed population. Closed population with no migratory flow either in out. So the changes in population size occur only through births and deaths. For instance, island-occupying plants or animals have a geographic range specified by the perimeter of the island. So, closed population, ito ay isang populasyon na nakahiwalay at hindi nakikipag-ugnayan sa ibang mga populasyon. Ibig sabihin, walang mga individual ang maaaring lumipat, papasok o palabas ng populasyon. For example, it is include a herd of dairy cows on a farm, fish in an isolated aquarium, or organisms on an island that cannot live or receive new members. So next is open population. Open population, it is a open population that experience the free movement of individuals, meaning it can gain members through immigration and lose members through immigration, which directly affects its overall size and dynamics. So, open population, ito ay isang pangkat na mga organisms na nakaranas ng imigrasyon ng mga individual na pumapasok sa imigrasyon at mga individual na umaalis, na nagpapahintulot sa mga miyembro nito na lumipat at pagitan ng mga populasyon at nakakaapekto sa laki at komposisyon nito sa paglipas ng panahon. For example, the population of people in a city as new individuals move in, others move out, and births and deaths continue to change the total number of residents.
Population. Population are groups of the same species organisms which live simultaneously in the same area. So, ang population daw is mo na siya ang total number sa mga tao nga nagpuyo lang sa isa ka lugar. So, mo na siya ang population. They are defined in terms of features which include, first is population size. So, population size is the population number of inhabitants. So, ang population size daw is mo na siya ang kinadaghanon sa mga tao sa isa ka lugar at a given time. Mo na siya ang population size. Second is population density. So, population density is how many inhabitants in a given location. So, ang population density is mo na siya ang ratio kung pila ka tao ang nagpuyo per area. So, mo na siya ang population density. Third is population growth. Ang population growth is how the population size changes over time. So, ang population growth gani is mo na siya ang pagdako or ang paggamay sa population, magdepende siya sa birth, sa death, o sa migration. Demographics. Demographics provides important information on individuals such as birth, death, and where they live, as well as the overall size of the population. So, ang demographics is mo ni siya ang data about sa age, sa sex, o uban pang characteristics sa population. So, mo na siya ang demographics. So, United Nations projection of 7.7 billion people in 2018 is merely an estimate. Also, in this era of informatics and digital communication, counting the number of people in the world is an inexact science. An exact science. Some countries have never even censured, and those that have been done might not be accurate. Governments exaggerate or understate their populations to make their nations look bigger or smaller, and more prosperous than they actually are. Many people may not want to be counted or called, particularly if they are homeless, refugees, or illegal migrants. We exist in two cultural universes which are very different. One such world is small, young, and fast-growing, while the other is wealthy, aging, and population shrinking. So, ang UN projection is mo na siya ang prediction sa atong future population growth sa atong tibuok kalibutan.
Hi, it's me, Kim, and today I am going to discuss to you the world's poorest region, wealthiest region, and its population. We exist in two cultural universes which are very different. One such world is small, young, and fast-growing, while the other is wealthy, aging, and population shrinking. This means that kita daw mga tao naglive daw sa two different world. Una is ang world na daghan ang population. And ang kaduha is ang world na wealthy and nagababa ang population or baba ang population. First is the world's poorest region. It's inhabited by the overwhelming majority of people living in the least developed countries of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. These countries account for 80% of the world, but will contribute more than 90% of all projected future growth. So this means that world's poorest region is in ilahang population is taas. mostly sa ilaha sayo sila nagaminyo. But then the world's poorest region na-contribute sila og almost or halos 80% sa population diri sa world. But then it is stated na mas daghan silang matabang or 90% ang matabang nila sa future growth sa atong Earth. Next is the wealthier region. The wealthier region includes North America, Western Europe, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. The average age in richer countries is 40, and the life expectancy of their residents can surpass 90 by 2050. So this means, or this region is for people na mga kwartahan. So diri na bilong ang mga tao na kwartahan o ang ilang population is naga-decrease. Naga-decrease ang ilang population because of proper education. Nagakabalo sila na kanang dili appropriate na magminyo og sayo o mag-anak og daghan. And then tungod pod another factor pod is kanang para age nila. So ang ubang sila nagaminyo na og mga dugay or nagaminyo na og kanang mga at age of 40 or mga more mga 30. So para sa ilaha or para sa mga tao dito kay okay na nga dili mag-anak or nasa ilaha nga dili na gusto mag-anak tungod sa ilang age. And then ang ilang life expectancy is 40. So meaning by now 40. So for the future, another tendency or let's just say assumption na ang ilahang life is maabot halos almost tanan sa ilaha makaabot og 90 na edad by 2050 because of kwartahan sila, daghan sila gigagasto, and then dili pud sila populated. So daghan po sila resources, dili pareha sa poorest region na gamay ra resources because daghan kay population. And then next, with many couple opting to have either one or no children, the population of these countries are expected to decrease in coming century. So, di ba ano ko nga, kanang habang naga-decrease or most of them dili na gusto magkaanak. So, habang ano daw lang mindset na mas naga-decrease daw ang population or ang population growth nila. Many developing world countries are growing so quickly that they will be reaching large population levels by middle of the 21st century. So daghan di kayo country no nga kanang mas naga-expand pa ng population, daghan po na country ang mas nagababae lang ang population. So first is China was the most densely populated nation in 20th century. So it is believed na ang China daw ang pinaka-populated na bansa. So mas nagataas gyapon na siya hangtod karon. India is expected to surpass China in 21st century. So by now, ang India mas naga-expand pod ang ilahang population. So mas nalampasan na nila ang China. Nigeria, which had just 33 million people in 1950, is estimated to have 299 million inhabitants by 2050. So it is well said na katudong 1950, 33 million pa lang daw ang ilahang inhabitants. Pero it is estimated na by the time 2050, maabot na daw 299 million ang ilahang population dito o ang mga tao dito. So it is really increasing no, magtaas sige nagtaas ang ilahang population dito. And then next is ang Ethiopia, is expected to expand nearly tenfold over the course of century, from about 18 million inhabitants 50 years ago for many of those So ang Ethiopia guys is kani siya parehas lang, same lang. So it is expected na mas mudaghan ang ilang population from 18 million to more. Mas mudaghan ang ilang population. For many of those nations, rapid population growth poses enormous challenges for food security and stability. At the other hand, many developing countries have declining population. So, habang nag-increase ang ilang population no, mas nagalisod po sila in terms of food and security because ang resources is dili na masakto para sa ilaha. So, there are also countries no nga nag-decrease ang ilahang population. Una diraha ang Japan, which now has 128 million inhabitants, is expected to shrink to some 90 million by 2050 if current trend persists. So it is believed na by 2050 mubaba og 90 million ang ilang inhabitants from 128 mubaba. So nag-decrease jud ang ilahang population dito. Europe, which now accounts for around 12% of the world's population, will make up less than 7% in 50 years. When immigration has ended, there will be stable population for both US and Canada. So it is well said na for Europe daw, from 12%, no, mubaba daw siya into 7%. So nag-decline siya. So ana ang libro, na if ang immigration is mag-stable or mag-stop, mas muhinay pa jud ang pag-grow sa population. So mas nag-decrease ang ilahang population dito. Kay mas stable naman ang immigration. So dili na mudaghan ang population sa ilaha. So mas nag-decrease jud. And also for them no, because naman ko sila proper knowledge about life siguro kay para sa ilaha kay dili basihan ang daghang anak. And for the poorest region sa ilaha kay mostly ang mga, for example sa Asian, mostly sa ilaha kay nagaminyo og sayo sa mga bata, mga young pa kayo mind, wala sila kabalo because of lack of education. Mao nang cause or factors na maka-apekto jud sa atoa, especially na sa Asian, Philippines. Taas kay great ang atong population kay ang mostly ang mga bata sayo magkaanak. So habang nagataas ang atong population, mas nagataas pa lang atong need sa resources. And habang nagataas ang atong need sa resources, maglisod taog facilitate or allocate sa atong resources. Kay dili naman sakto. Dili para sa wealthier region na anang sobra pa ang lahang resources because stable ra. But then para pud sa wealthier region, mas bad side yapon siya kay habang daghan kag resources or mangsayang resources dito nagababa man pud ang ang ilahang population dito. So mao to pagunta na nasabtan.
Good day everyone, I am Michelle A. Sigisa and I will explain to you what population growth is. Population growth refers to the change in the number of individuals or species within a particular area over a specific time. Like for example, there are 1,000 individuals living in a town and that is their initial population. Within the course of a year, there go 20 newborn babies and 10 dead people. So now they have an additional of 20 individuals and less 10 people since they're already dead. And now we can see that there's a change in the number of individuals living in this town. So that's what we called population growth. Also, there are three factors that affects population growth: fertility, mortality, and migration. Fertility refers to the offspring produced by individuals in a population. High fertility rate leads to a rapid population growth, while low fertility rate can lead to a slower or negative population growth. Next is mortality. It refers to the number of deaths in a population, and high mortality rate can slow down population growth, while low mortality rate can lead to a rapid population growth. Lastly, we have migration. Migration refers to the movement into or out in a population. We have two types of migration, the immigration and emigration. Immigration refers to the movement into a population that can uh, help or that can increase the population growth, while the emigration it refers to the movement out of a population that can lead to a decrease of the population growth. Next, we have population growth rate, which is the average change in a population over time, typically expressed as a percentage of the total population. It has two types, the positive growth rate and the negative growth rate. Positive growth rate indicates a population increase, exponential growth, where the birth rate is higher than the death rate, and then the immigration exceeds emigration. Uh, and a negative growth rate indicates a population decrease or logistic growth, wherein the death is higher than birth rate and emigration exceeds immigration. There are two most important variables impacting the rate of population: birth rate and death rate. For you to calculate population growth, you need to know these two things because you'll have to subtract the death rate from the birth rate. For example, a town has a population of 1,000 with 20 births per year and 10 deaths per year. The birth rate of 20 per 1,000 individuals is 2%, and the death rate of 10 per 1,000 individuals is 1%. So now we need to subtract the death rate from the birth rate. So now we have the population of this town is growing by 1% per year, and that's how easily you can calculate the population growth. Now we have two types of population growth rate: exponential growth and logistic growth. Exponential growth is when all populations have no limiting factors and it will expand continuously as long as there are resources. It is also important to note that the exponential growth has a J-shaped curve. For example, the examples of exponential growth are the rapid uninhabited proliferation of bacteria. Like for example, the bacteria sits in a flask and with an unlimited supply, and within an hour it can be multiplied by 8,000 and then another by 2,000 and then so on, as long as there's an unlimited resources. And another example is the growth of human populations when resources are abundant. So these phenomena are characterized by a growth rate that increases with the population size, leading to a J-shaped curve when plotted over time. Lastly, we have logistic growth. Logistic growth is characterized by increasing growth in the beginning period, but decreasing growth after the point of inflection. It is way more realistic than the exponential growth because populations face a lot of factors such as food constraints, diseases, and competitions for other resources. As the population grows, resources become increasingly scarce since the population is exceeding its environment capacity. This will result in a slowing of growth rate to almost zero that will produce a population growth curve in S-shaped form. Some examples are yeast, when cultured in a lab. This population growth follows an S-shaped curve, slowing as they consume available nutrients since they are in a limited environment like the tube. Also, human population is an example of logistic growth, which takes into account limiting factors and then describes how a population reaches a stable state called carrying capacity. Especially now that we are facing food or resource scarcity, and it means that we have already reached our environment's maximum capacity. Also, you have to note that logistic growth starts from, or any examples from logistic growth starts from exponential growth, but then when it reaches uh, maximum capacity or its environment capacity, it will slowly decrease, that will form an S-shaped curve. So it is really important to know the population growth and other factors that affects it, because it will help us manage a better plan for allocation of resources and to ensure a sustainable solution in the future.
Ecological succession. Ito ay unti-unting pagbabago ng mga uri ng organismo at tirahan sa isang lugar sa paglipas ng panahon, kung saan ang isang komunidad ng mga buhay na bagay ay pumapalit sa isa't isa hanggat sa marating ang isang matatag na estado o hanggang sa pagkaroon ng pagbabago mula sa isang malaking disturbo tulad ng sunog at baha. Nagsisimula ito sa pangunahing species na tinatawag nilang pioneer species na unang nanirahan sa bago o nasirang lugar. Ang ecological succession ay may 4 na konsepto. Ito ay climax, communication, disturbance, at ang main categories ng ecological succession ay ang primary succession at secondary succession. Primary succession, ito ay proseso ng ekolohiya kung saan ang bagong buhay ng organismo ay sumusubok manirahan sa isang lugar na walang buhay, tulad ng bagong pagbuo ng lupa mula sa bulkan o mga lugar ng lantad matapos umatras sa isang glacier. Mga unang organismo na makikita sa ganitong uri ng lugar ay ang mga pioneer species tulad ng ligbos at lumot. Sa paglaki ng pagdami ng mga ligbos at lumot, sila ay nakakatulong sa pagbuo ng lupa, pagbibigay daan para sa katubo ng iba pang halaman at buhay ng kalaunan tulad ng Big Island ng Hawaii. Halimbawa nito ay ang mga sumusunod.